Welcome, podcast listeners. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. It is episode number 214 of the Fretzel podcast. You are also joined by your hosts, Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hey. And you are joined by a unmuted now, Lee Padabadabadabadoo. Say hi, Lee. I mean, absolutely excellent joke doesn't work on an audio podcast. So for you listeners, if you haven't figured it out already, Lee was miming speaking there. It's an absolutely exquisite joke. However, I think I'm just going to put him on mute again. So it's episode number 214 of the Fretzel podcast. Yes, there's been shed loads of news this week, and we are going to be mentioning a pretty mighty release from Boss. But before we do that, we always check in with our hosts. So how have we been doing, boys?
Yeah, surviving.
I mean, that's not too bad, mate. A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Non-stop. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, let's mention some of the work that you have done this week, or about 6 months ago. So, you released a video on Pedal Boards of Doom this week.
Yes.
What was that video about? Let us know for those who haven't checked it out yet.
So we have discussed these power supplies previously. It's the ones that I've been using from a company called Jadfreer. They make the kind of like the last power supply you'll ever need sort of idea, where you know, as pedals are becoming more and more hungry for ampage, it means that people are kind of having to step up their games. So you never needed anything that was over about 300 milliamps not so long ago. And now there's lots of pedals out there that need 500 milliamps, and then there was like the helixes and these sort of things. Like, what does a stomp take? It takes nearly a flamp, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a flamp. Yes, it's a flamp.
A flamp. So yeah, it's nearly 1,000 milliamps.
And then you've got the Boss HT pedals, which take 1.3 amps and they're 22 volt.
Boss HT pick.
Yeah, the
Black Star HT
the Black
pedals.
Star, yeah. The ones that I was a little bit wrong about on there. Yeah. So yeah, the idea with the dominoes. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to tell you. Go and watch the bloody video. It's all about power supplies.
They deliver a pizza to you in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, but there's also a nifty little gadget in there called the Edison as well, which can change your voltage. So if you've got just 9 volt out power supply and you've got like a 12 or 18 volt pedal, you can run this in series and it will increase it. It also deals with hum cancelling as well. So if you run them at 9 volts from a 9 volt out, it will.
Yeah, it's like an isolated socket, isn't it? So
excellent.
Does that? It's not a magical box, surely. It will convert. Because, like, remembering back to like GCSE science, you've got your little triangle with voltage is equal to
voltage, amp, and resistant.
Yeah. So if you're taking from one, so if you're converting some voltage, does that mean that you're going to then dip? Like, are you gonna take from the like current reserve there?
If you reduce, think of it like a pipe. If you're shooting water through it and you squeeze the end, it comes out faster.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But
so voltage
in this
is
one,
the pressure that it comes out. If you want more pressure, you're gonna let through. You're going to get more pressure, but you're going to let through less amount of water, and the amount of water that comes through at any one time is the ampage. So yeah, exactly. As you increase the pressure, when you've got the same amount, you do reduce the ampage. So yeah, we'll do that.
So yeah, so if 9 volt is a tightly puckered anus, and you're pushing like a squeaky fart through that. When you get to 22 volts, you're essentially going to be getting like a low rumbling sound then, aren't you? You're hardly going to get any current through if you're converting a 9 to a 22 volt.
Yep. Think about the sort of pedals that I can think of that take higher voltage. It's usually things like compressors and overdrives and these sort of things that give a bit more headroom, and they require very little ampage normally. Yeah.
Apart from, say for example, if I was thinking maybe like an HT dual, which is 22 volts and something like close to 2 amps worth of power.
Yeah, then you wouldn't be running that from a power supply in the first place.
So you wouldn't be able to run it from that because it's 20. I think the increments were like 16 and then 24, weren't they? So it's not quite.
I think it's
12, 18, 24, surely.
Yeah, 9, 12, 18, 24. I think 15's on there as well. Yeah. It's under my board, so I can't look at it. But yeah, that's how it's going to do it. Their power supplies, though, give you 1200 milliamps from each output, which is far exceeds anything anyone else does. So you can buy the little Edison tool on its own, which is great. But if you want something that's all singing, all dancing, rather than going buying like a cheap Chinese power supply,
and trying to get the Edison to do the work,
because to be fair, you could go down that route, because a cheap Chinese power supply might set you back 50 quid, and the Edison's about 50 quid as well. So, you could get that, but and you could just use the normal outputs for your overdrives and just use the Edison for your digital pedal if you only had the one. And you're singing and dancing, but the difference the Domino made to my rig was just amazing, because for some reason I was getting this like feedback loop through the MIDI cable. Oh, excuse me, through the MIDI cables. So when I set up the MIDI cables, I was getting MIDI clock noise through my signal. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Plugged it into the Domino rig, and it just all went. It was like, and I was using isolated power supplies. I was using some pretty good ones as well. And it's just a completely different kettle of fish.
So what you're saying is MIDI ruins your signal?
No. Not if you're using the Jad and Freer Domino.
Yeah, not Jad and Freer. They've changed it to Jad Freer.
Jad Freer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, take away one of the reasons I had to do some edits.
Some little edits, Jad Freer Domino. There you go.
It might be a little bit late, but you can get 10% off now if you use the code PBOD. PBOD 10. You can get 10% off of anything on their store. They've got some really cool amps which are all MIDI based. They've got MIDI switchers themselves. They've got loads of stuff. They've got amp switching, cabinet switching systems as well. Yeah, some really, really high end gear.
I mean, the Edison was the one that really kind of took me, because you mentioned in the video that like even having one of those in your signal at a strategic point could possibly like prevent noise throughout the entire signal.
Yeah, they even suggest that you can get a daisy chain, run one output from the daisy chain, run it into the Edison. Run one output from your power supply into the Edison. From the Edison, run a daisy chain, and run all your analog drives and these sort of things through that, and then use the other outputs for your digital pedals. And they reckon that'll be enough to clear it up.
Yeah, clever. Yeah, sounds good. And for the sake of like 50 quid, it's well worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper than buying yourself a £300 power supply, isn't
it? Yeah. Perhaps they should have kept that one secret.
The thing is, you're not going to... The amount of power supplies I've had, and then I've upgraded them, and I've kind of got this one now, and I'm just like, well, what would I go to from this? You're just not going to need to ever upgrade that.
Yeah, power supplies. Complete it, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am jesting on you for comic effects, but however, the video was legitimately eye-opening, and the demonstrations that you're doing it are really quite telling as well, actually. So I enjoyed it.
There was such okay, spoilers for the end, but I do a little bit of a science experiment where I've got two cheap pedals. I think they're like Joyo pedals and Behringer pedals and these sort of things, and they're gain pedals, and I'm turning them up to get them hissy. And at the time I was living in Dover, and I started getting a French radio station through them, and I was just like, wow, this is brilliant. Because of what. And then I put the Edison on and it gets rid of it completely, and it's just like, wow, okay.
You're a bit in Spanish radio then, don't you?
Yeah.
No, it was legitimately good, and the fact, like the other little experiment you do in it, I'm not going to give away all of the tricks and the secrets of this video, because then why would you watch it? But the other thing that you show, like, really, it was really telling of the quality of the power supply, and demoing the audio quality of a power supply, I thought was a very strange concept, and a very difficult one. So I do applaud you for that. Actually, you did a really good job.
Cheers. Yeah, it's because it's not just about the specs. It's about like, okay, does it actually do what it's supposed to do? If you're pumping that much, like this whole power supply had 24 amps worth of power. Most fuse boxes won't allow that much power through before they trip. So, but in order to have 24 amps worth of pedals on your board, like, you would need, say, 24 helixes.
Yeah, but it also doesn't quite work like that, though, because you're getting 24 amps at 240 volts. Sorry, you're getting 13 amps at 240 volts through a UK power supply. When you amp that down to 9 volts, you've got like 1,000 amps worth. So you could run 1,000 amps worth of pedals at 9 volts on a 13 amp plug.
Yeah,
without tripping.
Depends. Yeah,
think about
you're amping as the voltage decreases, the amperage will also
increase.
Change as well, without
antagonistic pair, aren't they?
Because the resistance is set, because you're not changing any wire. But yeah. So like, because I made this mistake when somebody was like, oh, how much power do you need for this gig that you've got coming up? And I'm going like, well, I draw like 9 or 10 amps to the board on, like, sorry, not the band across like 3 people plus, and the singer also has some vocal effects as well. So and the drummer has like a weird fucking one of these sample pad thingies as well. And we was like, yeah, we're drawing like, but then I realised it's all at 9 volts, so actually it's almost nothing in terms of like amperage that a thing would put out, because they were asking like it was an outdoor gig, so they're like, what type of generator do you need? So the only thing really that's pulling big amps would be anything that's running on 240, which would be your amps and stuff.
And this is science with Fret Talk. Like GCSE science with Fret Talk.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm so tired I can't even be bothered to think too hard about it.
In theory, you could draw thousands of amps at 9 volt through a 13 amp socket.
Indeed. Right,
because it runs at 230 volts.
Yeah,
I think we've probably been talking about power for a little bit too long now.
Oh, speaking of which, have you seen the new He-Man cartoon?
Masters of the Universe. I'd given my son the remote to put some innocuous shit on to keep him quiet, and it cropped up on like the home screen of Netflix, and I was like, shit, man, it's He-Man. I remember
He-Man, not shit man.
I just went like I remember. I watched that as a child, but not that version. No, not like super hench anime He-Man. It was a lot really more homoerotic than the original version.
No, it actually wasn't. The original version was really bad.
well, how about that time that you sang "What's Going On"?
What's going on?
So
no, I would seriously suggest watching it. It's done by Kevin Smith.
okay,
It's in Silent Bob.
yeah, yes, yeah. He's got trim as well, hasn't he?
Very-
Kevin Smith.
It's very quiet.
He's putting me to shame. Like as he's got thinner, I've got fatter.
I wonder what Jay's doing now.
They do a podcast, so if you want to find out about all of like Kevin Smith and what was his name?
Jason
Mewes, yeah.
Mewes, yeah.
They do a podcast, Smodcast, and I'd subscribed to it for quite a while, and it was good. It was good, but it's
Not as good as ours though, where we talk about theirs.
clearly. I mean, they hardly ever talk about power supplies.
It's only like one step above talking about picks, isn't it?
It is. I mean, which if you want to go check out the
God.
Plectraverse special, that was at some point. No, to be fair, like John Trod makes Plectras really interesting. But anyway, have you been up to anything else this week, Lee, or can we move on to what Matt's been up to this week?
Not that I can talk about. I think I did do some work with Red Witch, as in Red Witch Pedals, not Melisandre from Game of Thrones, and we they have a pedal we spoke about a few months ago called the Binary Star, which is a shortish delay. You can use it for like up to probably about 350 milliseconds, I think it goes up to. So it's not too short. So you've got that on one side. On the other side, you've got a chorus, and they blend in the middle to create some like really unique tones. And I'm not saying it's like the Rainbow Machine, but it's about the closest thing I can think that it gets to. But it's much more musical than the Rainbow Machine. Although you can get some, the Rainbow Machine, if you dial it in right, is good. And I've spent a lot of time with the Rainbow Machine because we demoed that at Timepedia, and I had to try and work out how to make it a decent demo out of it.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a lot of parameters in it, and if you like really take the time to find those sweet spots on each of the parameters, you can get some quite lush sounding modulations out of it.
The real trick with the Rainbow Machine is cutting through the bullshit and working out what the knobs actually do. Because there's one called Magic.
Yeah.
So it's once you work out, hang on, that actually does this.
Yeah, you can work.
You can use it easily.
There's a really great thing called a foot switch that does bypass. That's the best thing that's on the fucking Rainbow Machine.
Yeah, this Rainbow Machine sounding fantastic. Like it's not on, mate. Yeah, no, yeah.
Sorry.
Whereas there's a lot of bad tones in the Rainbow Machine, but there are some great tones in it as well.
Yeah.
The Binary Star is almost the opposite to that. There's a lot of really great tones, and there are some. It does go into oscillation.
You can push it badly, but then you can with a lot of like the fucking delay pedals sound really trash if you fucking throw everything at max and then throw a load of gain in the front end. So
whoa. Like you have just shat on shoegaze pretty much there. Like an entire genre of music. I do apologise on Matt's behalf.
Yeah, you say genre of music, I say noise.
Yeah. Like congratulatory masturbation, isn't it?
Anything where you can play a single note and then walk away from it and it still does the same thing, that's not you playing music.
I'm still doing music. Yeah.
It's not you playing music anymore.
Yeah.
It's just the echoes of something you once did.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting artsy-fartsy, that, isn't it?
Yeah. But then you could say that about if you record an album and then you release that album is an echo of something you once did.
But that was music when you were recording it, whereas you playing one note is not you making music, it's you playing one note.
Yeah. It's like an album but live.
That's a concept there. They should do that. Albums but live.
This has already been in the tape museum and London. This is exactly what modern art is. It's just somebody bullshitting about something.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I once took my brother there because I thought, bringing him up to a little bit of culture, because there's two Tate museums. One's the Tate Modern, one's the Tate Britain. The Tate Britain is the class. The Tate Modern is more of the arse. And we were walking around, and we got told off and told to move aside because we were standing on an exhibit. And I looked down, it was just some tiles on the floor. I was like, "You're fucking joking, aren't you?"
Yeah.
It really annoyed me. And then there was one, apparently this is quite famous painting, and this was in the Tate Britain, so in their small modern art section. And it was literally a canvas that someone had painted black, and there you go. It's art.
Yeah.
It was worth a fortune.
It's all about concepts. Like one of the Tate Modern prizes one year was a guy who'd built a shed, took it apart, built a boat out of the wood, then took it apart and then put it back up in the Tate Modern as a shed, called it Shed Boat Shed, and that won a prize because he literally bought a stock build your own garden shed, and he had a photo of him using the same wood to make a boat, and then made it back into a shed, and that won a prize. Like, that's what modern art is. It's just somebody being able to bullshit about something.
I mean, that's Boaty McBoatface, that is, isn't it? That's the Boaty McBoatface of art.
Yeah, it is. It's just ridiculous, but yeah.
I love Boaty McBoatface. That was one of the things that made me smile the most in life.
I mean, it is so very fucking British, isn't it?
Well, I mean, what it does is it illustrates perfectly that if you give people the option to vote on something, they're going to be fucking stupid with it.
I mean, our current government pretty much tells you that, doesn't it?
Well, look at anything. Yeah, Boaty McBoatface, Tory power, Brexit, Trump got elected. Like, there's so many illustrations in the last few years of don't let people have what they want because they don't know what they want.
I know. Do you know what? I remember thinking around 2010, like, oh my God, the world is really going in the right direction. Racism's kind of like really dying out. We've got Obama as the first black president, and, everything seemed to be going in the right direction. I met my wife, and, everything was looking wonderful, and just thought, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna survive as a human race.
We've got this, guys.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the catalyst was everybody bitching that 2014 had gone downhill because a few celebrities died towards the end of the year. Like, 2015 will be much better, and then fucking Trump gets elected at the end of the year, and fucking
let's not even mention the Gibsons as well.
And then just everything. After everybody whinged about a couple of celebrities dying, everything went to shit.
Yeah, it seems like that was the point at like one of these alternative universes spiraled off. It's like an episode of What If, and we're in the shit one where yeah,
I've got that on my list to watch.
They are really good. They're really, really good. Last night's one was really good.
The last
this is what happens,
pissed
right?
me off.
Yeah, I'll wait till they're all out and binge them at the same time.
They're really good. The series I've enjoyed much more than like Bucky and the Bird and Loki and all those.
Bucky and the Bird.
At least Bucky and the Bird was better than fucking One Direction.
To be fair, like One Division was all right up to a certain point.
But like if I hadn't been in lockdown, I wouldn't have finished One Division. The first four, I watched two and then stopped.
It helped, didn't it? It really did help.
But yeah, it turned it around towards the end. But I fucking hated that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But I've got a much easier tolerance for things. I like to give things their due.
I mean, you were waxing lyrical about the Matrix trilogy earlier on, so we know not to trust your.
No, I remember being when you said about how bad number 2 was. I remember coming home from the cinema and just sitting on my sofa and thinking, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah,
but I mean, I think when you watch it in context of watching the third one, which didn't have the greatest ending, no, but it did get better. It was better than the second one, but when you watch them all as a whole, they are better than just watching the second one on its own. I've sat there and it's like Quantum of Solace.
Here's an alternative
Quantum of
timeline
Solace
for it.
is an awful film.
Quantum of Solace is fucking trash. If we're getting on to Bond films, like Daniel Craig should have stopped at Casino Royale.
I liked Spectre. I thought Spectre was good.
I wasn't a fan of Spectre. In fact, sorry, I haven't watched Spectre because I watched Quantum of Solace and it was shit, and then I watched Skyfall.
Yeah.
And
I like Skyfall.
It was just too over the top. It's not over the top in the way a Bond film should be. It felt like generic action film as opposed to a Bond film.
Apart from that weird scene where Javier Bardem is he coming onto Bond? Is he trying to fuck him? Like what?
I quite vividly. I've always been a big Bond fan. My dad kind of forced it upon me when I was growing up. So don't look, that was rude, right? But I remember sitting in the cinema watching the credits roll on Quantum of Solace and looking around at my friends and going, "What happened?"
Fuck all happened. It was one of the worst films of all time.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like it actually ended. It felt like I felt like they rolled the credits halfway through the film.
Well, wasn't that the thing? It was supposed to be an extension into the next film because there was people that I've literally watched it once and wiped it from my memory. But from my understanding, some of the villains from that turn up later on.
Yeah, because they're trying to do the whole
in either Skyfall or Spectre. I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure one of the villains from Quantum of Solace carries on and is in something. Yeah, somebody tried to explain it to me, and I was like, "It's just a shit film, and I'm not watching it again."
It just wasn't like when you watch a Bond film, they are like a film in their entirety. There isn't some kind of like trilogy going on.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
are some overarching things at times, like Blofeld. You see him in more than one film and stuff like that.
And Thingy's in the guy with the teeth is in more than one, isn't he?
Jaws, yeah. I wish Oddjob was in more than one. Oddjob was wicked.
But anyway, do you remember before this podcast when Lee was like, "Should we not do what you've been up to and just get straight to the news?" And that was like 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, and now he's talking about the final points.
And we're still on Lee's what you've been up to.
Yeah, I mean, legit. Matt, what have you been up to this week?
I did a gig. It was good fun. I did a Strat and Les Paul gig again, and that's the way forward. The way forward, if you're going to gig, is have a Strat and have a Les Paul, and if you've got some stuff in an alternate tuning, have a telly, and that's what I'm going to do going forward. And if it's a tiny stage, I'll use a Variax, which is all of them at the same time. But if not, it'll be Strat, Les Paul, and a telly and an alternate tuning. What's
your go-to headless guitar?
It's razor blades in the wrist.
Yeah, it's the get in the bin. Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that because I probably did. Is that Strandberg? No, Steinberger. That's what I was thinking. Not is Strandberg another one, or is that something?
Yeah, Strandberg. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There we go. I've just plucked a name out of it. I mean, did Ibanez make them? Because if they do, then I'd probably go that way.
They do. Yeah, they do now. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, Ibanez, AZ headless.
So
AZ-less.
I've been toying with this kind of headless thing. I've wanted to go for a headless guitar, or like something that's a bit like off the beaten track sort of thing, and maybe a 7-string or something like that. Something that's going to be able to push me in terms of test me my playing and push me maybe in new directions. And it's been something toying in the back of my head. And then that absolute bellend Joe from what's his name? What the pedal company that rips off the HM2?
Is this something that I'm going to have to edit out here?
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Everyone agrees. Everyone hates him. Lone Wolf Audio. Everyone hates it. He is an absolute. He rips on me all the time, so I've got no problem saying this whatsoever. Right? He basically released. Yeah, he basically released a pedal and said, "Oh, this is a clone of this pedal, and you shouldn't use this pedal if you like any." like headless guitars because it's not for you pussies and all these sort of things, and it just made me desperately want a headless guitar now.
It's insane. I tell you what, snap the heads off any of your guitars and it will be more useful than a headless guitar.
It's not true.
Yeah, don't try this at home.
Yeah, Matt is not liable for any head stop snapping.
Oh, did you see what I did get?
That looks like an SG? That
No,
looks
a
like Les
guitar
Paul?
rack. Not the guitars themselves, but the actual rack.
Yes, I need to work out how I'm going to store guitars in my new place, but I think the answer is going to be leave most of them here.
I think that was about 50 quid from Toman or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I'd put it. I think it's not so much the, you stick them on a rack, it's more where
will the rack go?
The rack go. And also, where would the rack go where the missus wouldn't be like, why are there guitars in the middle of this room?
Yeah. Where is the sofa? Why is it replaced with a guitar rack?
Yeah, I mean, she'll be fine with like 3 or 4 knocking around, but if I've got 15 guitars in the corner, I'll probably get it in the neck a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's like all of the guitars in this room, so that's that one that you can see there, that one that you can, I mean, this is great for the listeners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there's another one there, 5, and I don't think any of these have been played in 6 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point I'll want to use them again, because this one's getting new pickup. No, that one is getting new pickups in it, because I want to turn it into like a punky, just thrash. So I've got some hotter pickups that I want to throw in that.
Nice. That's your Strat, isn't it?
That's the Pink Sparkle HH Strat. So I just want to throw some like really heavy, really high output stuff and just kind of do pop punk on it. That's kind of my thing for that. And then the SG's obviously got the blends, so I'll go back to that occasionally. That's my only guitar with P90s. It's the vintage gold top. So I can't get rid of that because at some point I'm going to want P90 sounds again. But yeah, like all of them, like some of these can certainly stay if my mother doesn't get really annoyed with me filling her spare room with guitars.
I mean,
but
it's worked for me for the past like 7 years.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. And if they all need to go in like a corner or whatever, or I can even stick them in the wardrobe that I'm going to empty and not take with me.
Yeah, but you get a guitar rack. About 50 quid from Toman. I've just said.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll do something. But yeah, I don't think I'll be taking all the guitars with me just because I've got enough to get on with, and I can just rotate in and out, which is what I've been doing for the last 10 years anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, going on to the going back to the point where you said a Strat and a Les Paul is pretty much what you need. Guess what I'm going to be using for
for the Les Paul.
Well, I'm using
Strandberg.
I'm using the Variax, which is essentially a Strat. And I've got it set to Lester mode, so all I do is push a button, and then it becomes a Les Paul, and that is the entire setup for the weekend.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is just the way to go. Like, with the second band or the band that does the kind of the more like classic rock stuff and bluesy stuff, I actually found that I only used the Strat for about 6-7 songs on that. I mean, there's a couple where I could have done, but it was like I just swapped the Strat in for one song and then strapped it back out again. And actually, the Les Paul is great at doing blues. Like, I know blues, like you think Strat, you think that kind of sound, but actually the Les Paul will also do a kick-ass blues tone if you just want it to. So yeah,
definitely,
things like that. It's just like where things that you really need a single coil, or like the some of the like older rock and roll stuff, and some of the like things like the Beatles and that kind of stuff where you need that kind of cutting single coil tone. The Strat does a Rickenbacker better than a Rickenbacker sound. Like, it does a Rickenbacker sound, but better.
Yeah, but without having to play Rickenbacker.
Yeah, and it sounds better as well. So, like, I use it for a Beatles track, and I used it for a few like rock and roll stuff from the 60s, and I even used it for stuff that you should use a telly for as well. Like, I mean, you really got me in a couple of the Kinks tracks.
Yes, yeah, but the irony is, like, a lot of the 50s rock and roll stuff were played on Gibsons, but because they were running like really weird output pickups and running them like super trebly.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely sounds better with a single coil. And yeah, you're right. Like, I look at all these, and like even things like Johnny Be Good, where like it's on a hollow body, so you'd think it's a warmer tone, but actually you listen to it, it's a really harsh, really bright tone. And the single coil does it much better than the even a bridge pickup of a Les Paul.
Indeed, yeah, because the bridge pickup of a Les Paul, no matter how much you try, it's still like thick and girthy, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, they're fairly low output on the one that I've got, and they are quite bright as well. But still, definitely, too much for the kind of tone that you want, really. So, I mean, my options would be either the P90s behind me, or just use a Strat. And like, even that might be too much though, because P90s have got that, like,
you have to wind them back a little bit.
Yeah, and then tube screamer mid-range.
Then you lose some of the top end. Yeah.
I
had my Les Paul pickups sorted by Kent Armstrong. Well, actually, Aaron Armstrong of Kent Armstrong Pickups, and he tapped them and everything. But he's done it in such a beautiful way that most coil taps sound really wanky. But these, when you tap it, I think it's almost like an overwound single coil.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a Strat when you tap it, but it sounds like a telly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can play around with the volume to get like those sort of stratty tones. But that's why when I'm gigging, I only need the one guitar, because it's and a backup, obviously, but. Yeah, it's nice to be able to switch between songs without actually changing your guitar.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, we can organise a set list so there's like 2 or 3 guitar changes in a set, which like just makes it so much easier. But like since getting the Strat, I've actually been playing more Strat than Les Paul, which is just not me at all. And I've just. Kind of falling into it, and like I'm sure after the novelty wears off, I'll fall into it and it'll be pretty much 50-50, but I think it's just the way to go is Les Paul Strat and kind of go from there. And like I say, there's a couple of songs we do in Open G that are telly songs anyway, Status Quo and fucking the Rolling Stones, so it is a telly and it is an Open G, and why not just have a telly and Open G rather than bring the Variacs all the time. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to get away from the fact that a Strat is so much more comfortable. It's just like sitting at home, I love to pick up a Strat and just play it if I'm not like plugging in, which I generally do plug in now. I've got the Weather Airs because you've got no excuse not to. But if I'm just picking them up and just sort of laying in bed or anything, I'd rather be having my Strat with me because I've not got this like massive, great big lump of like heavy mahogany on my gut.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that.
Yeah, I find I tend to play a bit more openly when I'm playing with a Strat style guitar. I feel the note fluency is a bit more kind of encouraged with a Strat, whereas with a Les Paul or like humbucker guitars, I tend to just kind of rock the fuck out. Because
it's great fun.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong. It's good fun. But I play a Les Paul like a Les Paul wants to be played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself using the volume controls and tone controls a lot more on a Les Paul than I do on a Strat.
Completely opposite way around. Volume on full, tone on full with a Les Paul, unless you're playing Santana, which is tone on opposite of full.
Yeah.
And then non-full. With the Strat, I've actually found that having the universal tone on the Strat has just made it a usable guitar. I don't think I've ever had the tone control on full on my Strat. I think it's always been on about 8 at max, and then roll away for a little bit. And the good thing with the one that I've got, the other tone control is actually a treble bleed. So if you roll the volume down, you can bring back a little bit of treble with the other control.
Yes, good shout, guys. I find I use the pickups, like the in between positions on the Strats a lot more. My favourite position is the in between the neck and the middle.
Yeah, position 2. Yeah,
I just love that.
I absolutely love it as well.
Gorgeous.
I use it quite a lot. I know Adam's shaking his head, but I fucking love that sound. It's just funk in a box, and you can just make every song a funk song just with that.
I don't need to hear about you funking in the box.
I think you do, sir. I think you do.
We
all know that the neck pickup is where it's at. It is fully where it's at.
I mean, if you're playing Pink Floyd, absolutely. But, if you're, playing something else, then maybe not. Maybe have a look at that bridge pickup every now and again, as long as you've got a tone control to tame the top end off it.
I mean, I very much kind of flip between the bridge and the neck. I did use position 4 at our final rehearsal last night, and I didn't regret it. And like I said, I also used the humbucker setting on the bridge position, because we are doing Hold the Line by Toto.
Which is a fucking tune.
It is. Down. It does require it. That's the one there, yeah. It requires a bridge humbucker.
It absolutely does.
As much as I've tried to get away with a bridge single coil, it requires a bridge humbucker.
Yeah, no, you can't. Hold the Line just needs. It's so saturated as well. It just needs that kind of really meaty, aggressive humbuckery goodness.
Absolutely.
What a song! It really is. Great song.
Yeah. I think it's my favourite Toto song, and I know that it's not as musical as some of their other ones. It's not as complex. But it is just outrageously just fucking incredible. Now, if you want the most musically interesting, surely it's Rosanna.
Oh, that's a funkin' jam.
I absolutely love that as well. But yeah.
Right.
Do you remember that episode of Family Guy where they go through like a list of songs named after women? It's really funny. He goes through like 30 or 40 different songs named after women. It's quite amusing.
I feel we probably should start heading towards the news now.
Why don't you tell people about the video you released this week first?
Just quickly.
Very quickly. Well, I didn't release it. I will release a video tomorrow, or when
last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday when this releases. It is
wobbly, timey-wimey.
It is only the bloody Mojo, but not just any Mojo. It's the purple one.
Is this the purple one?
It is. It's the Paul Gilbert
is that
Mojo.
Like a Jimi Hendrix one?
No, it's not bloody Jimi Hendrix. Although I am surprised they haven't got a signature Jimi Hendrix one.
Do you reckon people will be flogging their old Mojos because they bought a new one?
I mean, why? Why would you do that? You can just collect them. You can have them all.
I've never, ever played a Mojo through my own rig. So maybe I should look for... It's not Mojo Jojo.
Hey, Jojo.
Because you can pick them up new for like 40 quid, can't you? So surely on the marketplace they're like 25.
They've gone up. Yeah. Because you used to be able to pick them up for 35 now. And I think they were around 70 now.
No, I looked earlier and they're like 42 quid for Andersons.
How much was the purple one?
That was 70, wasn't it?
Something like that. 60,
70 or
65, 70, something like that.
It's got a slightly different toggle switch and someone's name on it.
It's purple as well. Did you not hear that? It's purple.
Right, it was purple before, though. It was like a burgundy.
Burgundy's not purple. Burgundy's
on its way to purple, isn't it?
You're on your way to purple.
What the fuck?
I mean, at very best, it's brown meets red. The Mojo.
When brown meets red, you see a doctor.
You probably do. But it's definitely not the same kind of colour as the old one. It is a vibrant purple colour. Almost, if you will, the same kind of purple that the fireman signature, like the most recent fireman signature was. Is that tied in? Who knows?
Talking about Sam?
Pardon?
You're talking about Sam?
Again, like very, very niche British reference. Pondy Pandy.
So you've opened your Mojo Mojo and you know how the new one sounds.
I do, yes.
Is it worth an extra 20 quid?
Yeah, probably, because the toggle switch actually does something this time. So rather than having 4 controls and then like a decorative switch, you've essentially got 2 different modes. The voicing on it is slightly tweaked, so it doesn't sound exactly like the old Mojo Mojo, but you can hear it has like its roots within that. But then you flip up the 11 switch, and it adds more bass and more gain, which I didn't think I wanted because I tend to run the Mojo Mojo at half or lower gain. But for shits and giggles, I just maxed the whole thing and put it through a kind of crunchy Marshall style sound, and yeah, that's a tone. That is a tone.
Good tone.
Cool.
Yeah, very much so. Like hugely saturated, loads and loads of sustain, and just like juvenile, out and out like childish fun. So yeah, if you haven't already, please check that video out. It's the first one that I've seen go up apart from the official Ibanez ones. So like maybe I can get onto like a nice little
gravy train
niche here, yeah. But hey ho. We've got a few little bits of discussion to go before we mention some news. And I did promise this one to one of our loyal listeners, and I'm a man of my word. So discussion.
Discussion.
I posted up something on Instagram this week which sparked this kind of. It was about the Paisley Finish Acoustasonics, and it kind of divided opinion. And then someone, HB Guitar, like DM'd me and said, please mention the Paisley Finish on the podcast and get the opinions of the. Does
this
boys.
mean I have to Google what these hideous guitars look like?
No. So basically, we're just going to be discussing Paisley finishes, yay or nay. Like, you know what they look like, the standard kind of pink Paisley and like the black Paisley usual kind of finishes. I think there's like a turquoise flower Paisley as well.
I was going to say there's usually a blue flower one, which is my least favourite of the Paisleys, that I absolutely hate it. Black Paisley, I actually really like. I really like that as a finish, but I think it needs to be on the right guitar, and I certainly don't think the Acoustic Sonics are going to be the right guitar. I think like I don't like it on a Strat. I do like it on a Telly. The black Paisley,
okay,
and the pink Paisley as a novelty is great, but I don't think I'd ever own a pink Paisley guitar.
Ooh. Lee is presenting. There we go. That's what they look. That's what they look like on the Acoustasonics. I actually thought the black looked a lot better on that one. I thought it was because it's got like the almost kind of faux binding / like bevel on it.
Faux binding. Yeah,
it's a Paisley Sunburst.
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah. Like I say, for me, I like the black Paisley. I like it on a Telly, but not on an Acoustasonic Telly. I just don't like the way. I don't like the aesthetics. It's just not for me. In terms of like I say, on a Telecaster, a standard Telecaster, I think the black Paisley looks great. On a Strat, not so much. But that's just I don't like the way that they kind of get once you get down to the horn end of the Strats. I think they look a bit weird. Whereas a Telly, where you've got that kind of you haven't got a top horn, you've kind of got the rounded edge, it kind of rounds it off. Yeah, I quite like the black Paisley, but I like it a little bit more subtle than that. That's got a lot of white in it, whereas sometimes the black Paisley is like black and then like it doesn't get past about half dark grey.
Yeah. The Brad Paisley signature is a bit like that, but that's like black Paisley on a silver, like a silver sparkle finish, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. Whereas, wasn't the Paisley on that only on the pick guard?
No, it was on the body, but it didn't have a transparent pick guard, which usually they have.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely like I say, for black Paisley, I really like it on a Telly. I'd actually quite like a black Paisley Telly in the future at some point, maybe. But the pink Paisley, I think.
Oh no, you were right.
Good as a yeah, I thought I was. It is just the pickguard.
There was
even
another...
If you go back, the silver one's there on the right, and I'm trying to
click on his screen. It's not working.
The silver one is still just Paisley on the pickguard. Yeah, I thought they were, but that was the Brad Paisley, by the way. But like I say, pink Paisley, I can take or leave really. Like I think it looks good as a piece of artwork, but not as a guitar. And I know people will hate on me for saying that, but I think.
Let them hate.
I'd hang it on the wall, but I wouldn't ever want to be seen playing it in public.
I'm almost the complete opposite. Like I think the Brad Paisley is the one that I'd probably have the most, because
cringe.
The thing that I really dislike, and this is not just Paisley finished guitars, but any guitar that has got a really busy finish, I really, really don't like that. Like any guitar that is like any like graphic guitars where they're like, oh, this is the band's album cover, or like there was one with like Satch's surfing with the alien, like a
you leave that the fuck alone.
But it's like I much prefer the standard finishes. Like for me, like standard flat kind of car finishes for the Fender guitars, beautiful. Sunburst, we kind of touch and go, and then
look
like all of these, like a proper like cherry sunburst on a Fender, get in the bin. Get right in there.
I mean, I do prefer, and like, I mean, I quite like sparkle finishes. Which is, you'll find, I doubt you'll like that if you don't particularly like busy finishes, but I quite like a sparkle finish, but only in the right colour and on the right guitar. But
the sparkle finish, it's uniform across the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily busy. It's flamboyant and it's blingy, but it's not busy. Like it's not busy to the eye. If I'm looking at a guitar and it's confusing my vision, I'm like, nah, this is not it for me. Go on, Lee. Where do you stand on the Paisley finish? Because we've almost got 1 for and 1 against here, haven't we? Really?
Yeah, I fall into the 4 camp. It really goes against everything that I feel like I stand for and I believe in. But in terms of like, I don't really like pink guitars. I don't really like pink as a color. But I don't like busy patterns on it. I really like the surfing with the alien guitar. I would love one of them. Yes, the S2000 and these sort of things. But the I just really like them, and I think the main reason is
to piss me off.
No, my dad used to have a Paisley scarf. It was like a red, and I pinched it off him when I was younger, and I used to wear it a lot with my leather coat and stuff like that. And it was lovely, and I miss it. I don't know where the fuck it's gone, but it kind of reminds me of that. So I've got reasons for liking it that I don't suppose most people would have.
Indeed.
Might get another one.
We have got another discussion topic, but I think we're going to leave Mike Kilfoy's one for next podcast.
That red one I brought up a second ago was fucking stunning, wasn't it? We've got to tell the viewers about that. Let me try and find it again. That one. So it's a Brad Paisley signature telly. I don't know when it's from, but it's like a dark. Well, it's like a cherry red.
Yeah, it's like a cherry sunburst, but then with like a Paisley pattern underneath, isn't it?
Very subtle sunburst, though, isn't it? Yeah, there's very, very subtle sunburst.
Yeah.
I mean, there is not a Telecaster on this earth that I hate less than that one. This just embodies everything that I don't want in a Telecaster. I was
about to say, what if you drew a cock and balls on it, but actually you'd love that.
Yeah, I mean, we like swinging it back around. I could be tempted to play that one. So yeah, I think because we're coming up almost to the hour now, I think we should probably talk about these Boss pedals.
Yes.
Can we first of all talk about the fact that if you go to Boss's website, boss.co.uk or whatever it is, you can't find them. You have to have the links from elsewhere to find these pedals.
Yeah, and just as a service here, like a public service, Lee will privately DM you with a link to that if you really want
to. If you ask him about it, but yeah. I just I thought I'd seen an article, and basically the article that I'd seen was AMP and IR loader, which is one of them, the first one, whatever it's called, 200. Yeah, and it had the same pedal slightly angled in two different directions, and because it had IR and AMP, I thought they were two different pedals in my head when I'd read an article, and obviously they're not. So I went looking for this and I couldn't find it, and I was like, I'll just go to Boss's website because I'm sure there'll be some information about there. It took me, I was there for 10 minutes and I never found them. I had to go elsewhere to find the links to the Boss website. So they ought to have a news or new update section on their website. That's my first criticism, Boss.
The issue with it, I think, is that there's more than one Boss website. There's local to your country, so you've got like the UK and the Japanese and the US websites, and then you've also got a global one as well. So there's more than one, which doesn't help really.
Yes. Okay. So if I go to boss.info instead of boss.co.uk, they're there.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. They also do this. They do a clothing website as well. But we should probably talk about the product itself rather than bitching about their website.
I was going to say don't talk about the clothing brand because obviously they used to support Hitler.
Well, there you go. And
do you know when you said don't talk about it, I was going to go the war, and I thought no, don't say that, and then you just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, I mean Matt did it in a much less subtle way. And as a disclaimer, the pedal company, as far as we're aware, did not support Hitler.
Yes, I don't think the pedal company is Hugo Boss.
There we go. Right, so
Volkswagen did.
Yes, yeah.
Indeed.
The Beetle made Hitler.
Apparently, so did Fanta. But let's honestly look it up. Anyway, so Boss have released two pedals, as Matt mentioned, the IR200 and the SY200. I think we might have found a preference here. So we'll talk about the IR one first because it's obvious what the SY is. So the IR loader it's essentially that. The IR200 is
It's the baboon pedal, isn't it?
It's a what, sorry?
It's the baboon pedal.
The baboon pedal?
Yeah. IR baboon.
Oh, of course, yeah, Nickelodeon. Okay, yeah. Thanks for interrupting this wonderful bit of news here for that incredible nugget of comedy. So it's an IR loader pedal. It's got 144 of Boss's own IRs and then 10 Celestion IRs as well. And you can import up to 128 of your own. It's also got, so much like the Two Notes Cab M Plus, it has got amp models in it. But where the Cab M Plus was, you got a preamp with it. This gives you 8 different amp models. So you get classic clean, which I assume possibly...
I'd say Fender. Surely it's Fender.
Well, I would have thought that would have been Jazz Chorus because the next one is Tweed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
possibly. I don't know. So we've got Class A, we've got Vintage, Modern, High Gain. So it's covering quite a spectrum there. And apparently there are 2 bass amp models as well.
3, I think.
Oh, there you go. There's at least 2 bass amp models. The thing that really swung this one for me, you can load 2 IRs independently, so you can have essentially like a dual amp rig. Dual cab rig. I think you can only run 1 amp at a time, but you could have it running to like a 112 going to your left speaker and a 412 going to your right speaker. Absolutely mental. Brilliant. What were you thinking?
They've kind of like aimed this at a wide variety of people. They've aimed it at people who want to do streaming, which is where it kind of stood out for me, because it's saying, like, you know, if you want to run some great tones, you want to run your pedal board and you want to run some great tones straight into your computer and stream live, we'll do all the hard work for you, which is nice. Unlike things like the Cab M Plus, a lot of the controls are on the front, which is really, really handy, because when I'm playing with the Cab M Plus, which I do have, if I want to change the parameters, I've got one knob which I can go through some menus on, or I can use the app on my phone. And the app's really, really good, and I like it a lot. Or alternatively, I can open up some software on my PC if I've got it plugged in, and I can adjust it there, which is also really, really great.
But that's a bit of faff.
It is, but once it's set up, it is set up. But just being able to like lean over, I'm not going to be able to play a song and then midway through playing a song, get a hold of my mouse, click onto the software and change one or two settings quickly just to add a bit more reverb or whatever. Yeah. With this, I can just lay down, turn the ambience knob up a little bit and carry on. And you might not even have to stop recording. So I like that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Also, you got the ability to switch presets mid-song.
Yes.
Which you're not really going to be doing with a Cab M Plus. So it's not exactly the same pedal. It's not the same bit of gear. I think the Cab M Plus is, although you can put it on your pedal board, that's not really what it's for. This is designed for pedal boards as well as studios.
Yeah, so I think like when I looked at like this kind of like floor or like an amp in a box kind of thing to put on my thing, and I ended up with a simplifier. I did so because I looked at the Cab M, and I don't even think it was a Cab M Plus. I think when I was looking at that, the Cab M just didn't have those preamps in it, so it was a bit different anyway. But I mean, you can pick different preamps up for quite cheap, and I actually was considering running the Messiah as a preamp into it. But the thing that put me off the Cab M was the fact that there's no controls on the thing at all, or barely any controls. So it's all done with the tiny little screen and the flicking through menus, and it just put me off. Whereas this kind of deals with that in the fact that there are those controls on it. And as much as I normally rag on Boss, and it's very funny that I normally rag on Boss, actually, if this had been on the market at the time, I might have looked more into this kind of thing, because you can import your own IRs. And you can, like change the way that it sounds as well. But I think I probably, because I'm lazy, would have gone with the thing where I can just set and forget. But like this would have made me consider it a little bit more than the Cab M. And the Cab M is great, but I think this is the kind of thing that bridges the gap between the two. So you can either just go down that Iridium or Simplifier kind of, a floorboard amp that you don't have to mess around with any internal menus and stuff. If you want to do that, you can plug it in, I think, with the Iridium, but I wouldn't bother. Whereas this is kind of like the halfway between the two. You've got all those controls as knobs so that you can see what's going on, as well as having the screen and the menus to flick through as well.
Yeah. I mean, what I will say is the two notes... because they don't call them IRs, do they? They call them like
virtual cabs.
There we go, virtual cabs. They are very, very good.
Yeah. Extremely good at and versatile. You can like move the mics around. You can even mic them from the back and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's the same level of IR. They might be fantastic, but I know for sure the two notes ones are.
Yeah. So Boss gets it on the fly adjustability and on the like pure amount of preamps available in it. And then the two notes is very much geared towards the very, very precise cab emulation.
Yep.
I do chat with the owner of Two Notes occasionally, and I remember when he was doing... so the Cab M and the Cab M Plus are the same thing. It's just an upgrade, an update. And when he was doing that, he did say to me, I don't want to be creating a Helix here. I don't want to be creating something that is like that. I'm adding this in kind of like just give people a little bit more. But at the heart of it, this is a cab sim, but like a virtual cab sim. It's not designed to be like your amp in a box sort of thing. That's kind of added as a secondary sort of function. Whereas on this IR2000, I think it is trying to be your amp and cab and everything in a box, so you can just take your pedal board with you. And that's a bit like I've done with my board. That is all I need to take, my guitar and my board.
Yeah, it's a very streamlined option for that, isn't it? If you don't want to go for like the all singing, all dancing GT Core.
Yeah.
So the GT Core, however, does have a lot of these features in it.
Yeah. But it strips a lot of that back to really focus in on the essentials of what you need for that kind of rig.
Yeah. For sure.
And I think first impressions, I'm impressed. Yeah,
same. Like I say, I normally rag on Boss, but this is the kind of product that actually I think is a bit of a game changer. It's your halfway house between an Iridium and a Cab M, and it's the kind of thing that would have, had it been out when I was looking at this kind of rig 18 months ago, would have definitely been something that I'd have had to, throw into the mix. It took me a month and a half to pick between the Iridium and the Simplifier, and this would have probably made that more complicated again.
or simpler, maybe.
Maybe.
The one point to note is it's got the 32-bit floating points, the same as the GT 1000 Core.
Yeah.
Which when the Core came out, it was a big song and dance that this is like really, really powerful. This is much more powerful than the Helix Stomp and these sort of things, because it had that. How that stands up against the two-note stuff, I don't know. But it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna talk about the SY200, and I think,
and I can go back to my old map mode.
I think as much as I've got the information on it here, I think the person to talk about this is probably Lee.
Buy a fucking Nord piano and shut up.
Do you know what? I got to tell you a little story. A couple of weeks ago, I was looking for a Juno 106 because I thought, this has got all those really cool old synth tones and it's got the arpeggiator and stuff. And then I saw that they were like going for $2,500.
Yeah.
Well, I found one on Marketplace a couple of days ago going for £800.
Did you buy it?
I tried to. I was going to try and get it cheaper than that as well. And well, I just thought, do you know what? Maybe they don't know what they've got, and I don't actually have a lot of money, but I desperately wanted it. Yeah. And I would have had to travel up to Stockholm to get it as well. So it's a lot of cost going. It's a 5-hour drive, maybe more. So gone. It had gone. I was sad. I was well sad. Yeah, that was exactly my reaction. Of course, someone bought that before I did.
Yeah.
So, but I love synth. And
tell me more about this SY200.
I really love my Ferris because I can get synth tones out of it, and it's got presets, and I can pull them up by MIDI, and I can adjust a lot of parameters. But the Ferris is extremely difficult to use. So when the SY1 came out, it was really, really simple. You had like 11 variations and 11 different modes. And those modes were stuff like lead and arpeggiator and all these sort of things. And then for each one, you had 11 different tones and variations. That's exactly what they called it. And then you could adjust the tone and everything as well. And it really sucked that it didn't have MIDI, because you had so many tones in it and you had to choose one.
Yes.
And the tones were so varied. So varied.
Yes.
It was like having an overdrive and having all the different fuzzies and tube screamers and clones and distortions, like metal zones, everything, all in one pedal, but you had to choose one and stick with it.
Yeah.
It would be easier to have presets, wouldn't it? And then you can have like your 3 favorite tones or whatever. And then, like you were saying about the Junipero earlier, it'd be nice to have like you choose your 4 favorite modulations and then bang, off you go.
Yes, so I was talking about the Junipero V2 coming out very soon.
Yeah. So it's out now.
Oh, coming out very now.
So yeah, I've been on at my friends at Boss for ages since the 200 series came out, begging them and pleading with them to release the SY200, and it's been almost like once a month going, are you gonna do it yet? Are you gonna do it? And they've just not told me about this.
So are you trying to claim this was your brainchild now?
No, absolutely. It was an obvious thing they were going to do.
Oh,
it was just like, when are you going to do it? When it's like, eventually, one day they'll release maybe an ES12 or something like that, a new loop switcher that will have more loops, especially now that G3's out. We know this will come at some point.
You heard it here first.
Can I ask a key question here?
Yeah.
Did at any point any of them ask if you were able to just play a synth and shut up? Because if you're a guitarist, you don't want to sound like a synthesizer.
It's not
obviously people do, because the SY1 is one of the best-selling Boss pedals ever. You can't keep them in stock, so many millions of people disagree.
I've literally never seen one live. I've never seen anybody use one ever. I've never seen one in the flesh.
That's because they sell out.
They're made of flesh. Grim.
I'm just saying, like, I see loads of bands over here, and I know loads of guitarists. I don't know anybody that owns one, and I don't get the whole, if you're a guitarist, why do you want to sound like a synthesizer? Buy a keyboard. It's easier to make good synth sounds on a keyboard than it is on a guitar, because you have to not play like a guitarist. No, because you can't play the guitar like a guitarist. You have to treat it like a whole new instrument. So why don't you just fucking buy a keyboard, which is where the good sounds from a synthesizer come from in the first place?
The reason you couldn't play the guitar properly with old synths was because of the latency.
No,
it weren't. It was because of the
completely different style of playing. You can't just play the guitar like a guitar and run it into one of these pedals and it sound good. You just can't, because it doesn't sound good.
I'm sure that's what acoustic guitarists turned around and said to Jimi Hendrix when he turned in his Marshall.
Not at all. A completely different thing. Like the whole thing about a guitar, like synth, is you've got to have stabs in it. You've got to change completely the way that you play the guitar to make the sounds that sound good from a synthesizer. So why not just get yourself a MIDI trigger keyboard and a bit of software that costs quarter the price of the guitar that they released, or run a keyboard into this pedal that they've got, like, because it'll sound better. It just will sound better than a guitar.
Because if I'm gigging and I want synth sounds, I want to lug along another bit of gear, or I can just add another pedal to my board.
Buy a Boss OC2. It sounds like a synthesizer.
That's another pedal that sounds like a synth. That's not a decent argument at all.
You have to completely change the way that you play the guitar to make that sound good.
So what?
It just
if you want those tones, then that's what you do. It's the same as if you had a distortion to your pedal or you were over the overdrive. You're going to play it differently.
It's not, though, because you still play the guitar like you play the guitar, whether you've got drive on or off, or you've got a different level of drive.
You might play
different licks and stuff, but in terms of the way that you fundamentally play the guitar, with chords and with lead, it's broadly similar. Whereas you can't play normal guitar chords and lead like through a synthesizer, or like you would without. But it sounds shit.
It doesn't.
It does.
If it's a monophonic
I've seen people do it on the internet. It sounds awful.
But if it's a monophonic synth, it does. It sounds awful. But this is a polyphonic synth.
It doesn't matter whether it's monophonic or polyphonic. The whole thing about the way that synths work is they need a completely different style of input to sound like what you want them to sound like.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I don't think the communication is quite working between.
Yeah, I might not be articulating this very well, but it just the inputs that you put into the guitar is what you need to change.
So like a chord shape for a guitar, like a standard bar chord shape, for example, stacks a root, a fifth, an octave, then a third, then a fifth, then an octave. Whereas if you're playing a keyboard, if you're playing like the note clusters that you play on a keyboard, you'd have root, third, fifth, or like a variation of that, like fifth, root, third, and any permutation of that where the cluster of notes are smaller and they are much, much tighter within the spectrum of notes. Whereas guitar chords, by the design of the guitar, they span such a they span like octaves of note range.
So you go and watch the video that Thomas McRockland did on this, and you'll see him do some really, really interesting chords. He's doing like some proper jazzy chords, and the synth is picking it all up.
Yes.
But you're not telling me that you always play those weird jazzy chord shapes instead of a bar chord?
I generally play interesting chords if I'm playing just at home. If I'm playing a cover song which doesn't involve synths, then I'm not going to be playing it.
Yeah, but then you're not going to use the SY.
Yeah, but I generally do try to make interesting chords. Yeah,
it's not necessarily about making interesting chords. It's about the
thinking about the fundamentals of how you're creating that chord.
Yeah, the chord voicings that you would use on a guitar. No matter if you're trying to make them interesting or flavoursome chords, they are integrally they are going to be different than the chord voicings that would be standard to a keyed instrument. Just because of the layout of each instrument and the way that their notes work. And I think the point that Matt is kind of trying to hammer home here is that no matter how interesting a guitarist you are, and the majority of us are not, whoever that guy was, whatever his name was.
Thomas McRockland.
We aren't that guy, so we won't be doing these stretchy chords. But even if we do, inherently, it's not going to sound like a standard synth would, because
it sounds fucking awesome.
Go
and have a look before you start passing judgment on it. Go and have a look at the videos, because it does sound absolutely amazing. It nails a lot of the tones that you would expect. There's a guy who did a demo of it, and he's gone through and he's taken a bunch, I think it was like 20 different songs, including like Africa and stuff like this, that have synth and these sort of things in it, and he's basically played segments of them using the SY200, and it hasn't nailed every single one, but a majority of them he did. He even did Ghostbusters. It was great.
Yeah. So they will be they will be good approximations. I'm not some
of them are
that.
Absolutely bang on. Most of them, and I would say there was about 2 or 3 that weren't great.
Yeah, the stuff like Ghostbusters, where it is like a individual note riff, like it's a lead line based on single notes. They will sound fine, because a single note is a single note.
No, go and have a listen, because you're assuming too much. Go and have a listen to it, because it's getting all the chords right. It's getting all the stuff that was originally done on piano, and he's being able to do pretty damn approximations via it. So go and have a listen before you assume too much about it, because it's I fear that you're wrong.
22 volts, mate. 22 volts.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. So go and have a look. Have a look, a bit of research.
I will put my hands up and say that I haven't checked out these demos. I have checked out demos of the SY1. I've checked out demos of similar pedals like the Mel 9, the B9, and all these. And the approximation, like I said, the approximations that they do, and the like the arrangements to try and sound more key-like are good, but I think the point that Matt was making is that they will never be the same, and it's easier to get a keyboard and get those voicings the same than it is to try and bend and manipulate the way in which we play guitar.
This also assumes that we're trying to copy like the actual keys and these sort of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the marketing spiel for some of the I can't remember who mentioned it, whether it was Boss or whether it was people like in the comments for this, but it was like there was definitely a resounding voice of people saying if you don't have a keyboard player in your band and you need to kind of approximate like certain songs, ideal tool. And yeah, it probably is. And if you do, like if you are in a covers band and you don't want to hire a keyboard player to play 3 songs out of a 2-hour set, like smack on, like beautiful.
For me, I love playing synth. I love playing it with my guitar, and I love the tones I get. This just makes the whole thing easier. It's also got a hold function on it as well, so you can bring up your say arpeggiated tone, and then you can get that into holding, so you can basically keep the arpeggiator going. You can buy MIDI, so you say you've got an ES8 there, change the pitch that it's going through as well. So if you want, you can like go, okay, I want to change key now, and then the pad that you've got or the arpeggiator or whatever will change its pitch. So you can have like that running over the background, and then you can have another like lead sawtooth sort of sound, or you can even just have your overdriven guitar because you can use an expression pedal
mix, can't you, as well? Yeah, that's really cool.
And that expression pedal in a loop or whatever if you want to, because it's got its own loop.
And the mixture of it as well, kind of, it harks back to those early days of like the guitar synthesis with the Roland hex pickup, and you get like people like Pat Metheny and who are the other guys, Al Dimolo or whatever his name is, like running these kind of synth sounds, but also with guitar going over the top.
The guys were basically shredding, and it was tracking and keeping up with it perfectly. Yeah. And you're getting surprised by how quick they got.
Yeah, they ain't no slouches.
No, this Thomas McRoglin used to hang out with Steve Vai and stuff, so he's like grown up with them from being a young kid. Yeah. He did a lot of the playing styles. Remember the Tonepedia play we did for the SY1?
Okay,
he was the guy who did the playing styles for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's very familiar with the SY1. This has got a couple of extra modes in it as well. I can't remember what they are.
It's got 12 modes instead of 11, and I think they said it's like a total of 100 and let's just double check. I've written it down. 177, I think. 171 synth sounds. Yeah. So
the Roger one was 121, I think.
Yeah, so expanding on what was already a very popular pedal, and our Andrew Bimson, the moment that this came out, he was like sharing this everywhere, and he pretty much said, I've got to upgrade my rig now, because I've got the SY1, but clearly I want to. This has got enough upgrades in it that I'm going to be selling that and then getting the SY200.
Yeah, I just can't wait. It's going to be in my life soon. I don't think they're shipping until October time, from what I gather. Yeah. But just the ability to have like those sort of in the background, those sort of muse like arpeggios, you know, like you have on Bliss and these sort of things, and just kind of like being able to control that with my ES8, so I can set like a different key to each one of the bottom 6 or each one of the 8 different buttons, so I can MIDI assign those onto one bank. Yeah. And then I can basically just change the I've got like a bunch of different arpeggiator backing chords. I can just play like Bliss or something.
Yeah. And not only have you got the ability to affect the pedal with MIDI, but it also allows for external foot switches and expression pedals as well. So
yeah,
for those people who like the SY1 but were saying, but I'd love it to do this. This seems to have covered everything pretty much.
Yeah, it's everything I've wanted.
Everything you'd hoped and dreamed.
Yeah, it's for me. It's pedal of the year already. It's just I've just from listening to it and listening to what it's done, and I'm just so fucking excited. I nearly pissed myself when I saw it. I'd actually saw the IR 200. It popped up in a chat that I'm in, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then I messaged Matt Knight saying, "Oh, I saw the IR 200. Anything else coming out today?" Because generally they drop a couple in a day, like they have done today. And then I was just like messing around on their website. I saw this, and I was just like,
"Holy shit,
fucking shitballs!" And I was like, ran in and told my wife, and she was like, "Yay!"
Oh, another thing for you to get incredibly geeky over.
Yeah, I've been showing her YouTube videos of it today.
Sorry, I've just been like Googling just to try and understand what's going on here. What's the like you started talking about MIDI and I zoned out of what you guys were talking about and was looking at the SY series. The SY 300 already exists, so it's a big. Is that just a bigger version of this? Is this just that
very complex? I borrowed it from Boss for a while. First off, it's about this big.
I saw it was a bit bigger. I mean, it looks like I didn't realise it was that big. It looked like it was like a Mobius or a Timeline kind of size. So it's a bit bigger than that, even, is it?
Yeah, it's fucking massive, actually.
So is this just kind of like a pedalboard friendly selection of the best parts of the SY 300?
Yeah, it's gonna sit directly in between them, so you're going to have much more controllability and flexibility over but with synths, that's sometimes not a good thing. You really need to know what you're doing. With the SY1, it kind of gave you 121
mode.
tones with and you could adjust the bass and the treble on them. And with this, it's similar. You've got 171 tones. You can adjust 3 parameters on them. Let me just look at it again. So you can adjust. Where the fuck are you?
I told you their website was difficult to scroll through.
So you can adjust the direct level, the effect level, the variation, which we've discussed already, and then you've got 3 others. So on the parameter that I can see here, which is saw lead, you've got parameter 1 is tone, parameter 2 is resonance, and parameter 3 is depth.
So you can adjust different things depending on what the tone is.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you've also got the hold mode, which I don't think was on the. I don't think that was on the SY1. It's got down here as well.
You're getting more and more functionality with it in a slightly bigger box.
Yeah. So the modes that you get are lead, which will be like your stabby sort of sounds. You got pads, which are always nice to play over. That's kind of like the same sort of thing you would choose. Yeah, like you'd use the Game Changer Plus pedal for. You know, it's that sort of thing. Just more full out. Something you might have a drummer trigger or something like that. Then you've got strings, which are more classical sort of things.
Yeah.
Bell, I don't know where that ends. Organ. So I heard them making like sort of Hammond sounds.
Usually
and
the
these
bell,
sort of
isn't
things.
it?
Bass. So that'll be cool. So have like a fat bass synth sounds, but blend it in with your dry signal or with your direct signal and have that overdriven. So you'll be getting like, especially if you got a
could almost get like OC 2 tones there, can you?
Yeah. Then you've got dual. So on dual, this is one of the new ones. You got fat. It says fat synth tones. It's a bit sizist, isn't it? Fat synth tones with stacked oscillators. So,
I mean, they're my favourite kind of oscillators, the stacked one.
Then you've got sweep, which will be kind of like your synthy but flanging sort of phasing sort of tones. Noise, No shit.
All of it.
All fall under this category.
SFX, which you've got that setting on the DD500 as well.
Is that
SFX.
the DJ button?
DJ. Sorry, that takes me back to music lessons. DJ.
See, yeah.
A variety of synth sounds, including
DJ.
It's got like you're right as well. You know, it says including explosive one-shot sounds. So it's like, sort of.
So if you're going to cover, what's the weird song with the one with all those weird sounds from Queen?
Play the game.
Oh fucking hell! We were talking about this at band the other day. Like, how would you do all those fucking weird like, lion sounds and fucking weird spaceship noises? And
it's one of the ones from Highlander, isn't it?
No, it's the. Oh my god! I'm so angry with myself right now.
Who knows?
The one that they stole the bass line from a funk song. The intro is the bait. Another one, Bites the Dust, where they like in the whole breakdown in the middle where you've got like lasers going off and fucking space and reverse delay on a fucking piano chord and all that nonsense.
Right. Next one is SEQ, which is sequencing, I'm guessing, which is pulsating sounds with rhythmic pitch change or filter changes, which you get things like that on some of the who makes those really big white pedals?
Electro Harmonics.
No.
Really big white pedals.
It's too tight.
The guys who do the H9, they're big and white.
Eventide. Eventide.
No,
the Eventide.
Evian.
Eventide.
Evian. Last one is arpeggio, which we know what arpeggios are. So yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, to be honest. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to be sold on it, but like I do understand that they have a place, and really, I think more than anything, I think the best place for these is for people who are trying to create sounds that you've not.
Bin.
Well, yeah, in my opinion, it's a bin, but like, rather than either in a covers band or trying to recreate these, it's more for people who want to create a new sound that we don't really have at the moment, and these will allow you to kind of explore new genres, play the guitar in a different way to get different sounds, or play synth in a different way than you would with a keyboard. And yes, that's kind of where they're set. It's really not me. Like, you're not going to play blues on this, are you?
I mean, you could do.
Absolutely.
However, it is now we're now at an hour and a half. So we need to end this. We need to end this. So that is where we're going to stop. I'm extending a massive thanks to any of you who made it this far, because this is an extra girthy episode. I mean, it's a boss release, so that's what you get.
They also released some new cables as well, some MIDI cables, which you can get anywhere normally anyway.
I'm going to give a massive shout out to the Patreon backers here, who are amazing. And for as little as $2 a month, you can be one. The people are as follows. And one we've already mentioned, Mr. Andrew Bimpson, who is excited about the SY200, Mr. Adam Yeomans, Mr. Doug Christ, Mr. Hugh G-Rection, Mr. Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, and Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jokes podcast. Yeah, I mean, I've been loving both those podcasts. Just amazing. They reviewed Snatch on the Master of the Cinematic Universe, and I hate Snatch, but I sat through 3 hours of them talking about it, and it entertained me.
3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours, yeah.
Firstly, how can you dislike Snatch? What a film.
I didn't say I dislike Snatch. I don't like that movie.
I fucking hate Brummies. Oh dear.
I mean, the most brummy expression I ever heard referring to Snatch was fuck me, I can't even say it with a straight face. A smashed pasty.
No, Jesus.
It's grim, but it does tickle you, doesn't it? So Patreon backers, you're awesome. I do apologise. If you want to catch me online, it is Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube is the home to the No Toggle Tone series. We're almost at 800 subscribers. So if you're not already, please subscribe, because 800 is a milestone. We're also... I occasionally feature on Pedalboards of Doom YouTube channel, and Lee is here to tell you more about that.
Yes, I will take your measly 800 and raise you 2,000, because that's where we're nearly at, thanks to your hard work and the rest of the team. And it's amazing. Once we get to 2,000, then we're going to have to start counting to 10,000.
Indeed, that is the natural progression of fuck 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Straight
exactly.
to
Fuck you, 5,000.
That's it. But that is pretty much where we're at. Matt, you're Heel_Matt Q.
I am.
Twitter, Twinstagram.
Yep, that's about it. Cool.
And that is us for tonight. Almost reaching an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm just going to wrap it right now. So from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from Mr. Matt Quine, say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Way, he did the thing. And from Lee,
Bye-bye, everyone.
A tatty bye and good night for this week.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye. I'll see you soon.
Tag.
Bye-bye.
I once dated a lady who worked at the stock exchange. We played footsie under the table.
Oh dear.